Hi guys, so welcome back. I decided to do another sketchbook tour. This one's a little different. I'm actually going to be holding the camera. This could be a huge mistake like most things in my life, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. And new setup, I'm on my bed because I thought it would look fancy. So, okay, this is the sketchbook I did, the one after the last one you saw. Once again, still apparently... Look at my arms, but oh man, I'm red. Don't look at my arms. So anyway, sorry the color is weird. I promise I'm not a red human, but if I were, no discrimination. So anyway, this sketchbook is one I started right before I left for college and finished within my first year of college. This sticker is actually what I got as a going away gift from when I worked at Michael's. Side note, I was a custom framer. The people were awesome, and they bought me Death Wish coffee. If you never tried it, no sponsor, but yeah, it was really good, and it came with a sticker and a pen. So yeah, let's get into this bad boy. So I started it with a really horrible drawing of a man. See if I can get that to focus. There you go. A really horrible drawing of a man. There's really not much to see there. Okay, so the next one was this is some character concept for a comic I'm working on. It's mainly for her. Her name's Melanie. And then a concept. It's funny. This was the first concept I drew of her in the top left here. But I decided I didn't like it, but I thought it would be cute if she was a middle child. So that ended up being her little sister, who I'm not really going to spend too much concept in because she's not in the comic that often. But I just thought that sketch was cool. It just didn't fit my character idea. Here's some more sketches. Nothing really to say there. I drew Aladdin as a woman because, I don't know, I just woke up one day and my brain was like, you know what would have been an even better movie if Aladdin was a girl? And I was like, you are absolutely correct. So I drew him as a woman. I used Prismacolor too, if you're wondering. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what year this was. What year did I start college? 2016? Yeah, let's go with that. So, this is when I was getting really heavy into 21 Pilots, and I loved the Guns for Hands scene. If you check out my Instagram, link is in the description down below. And you scroll like really far back, you'll find a digital sketch of a different scene from Guns for Hands that I did as a practice sketch. This is me sketching out what else I'd want on my back because I have a tattoo of a tree and it's pretty boring and I'd like to add more things to it one day. This is more character concept for the same comic story I told you about. Yeah. I won't go too in depth into it because it is something I'm still working on, and maybe eventually, if I keep doing this, I'll do a video on it, maybe while I do a speed painting with the comic page or something. Let me know if you'll be interested in that. These are painting ideas. More concept art. Oh my goodness. I'm doing this with one hand. It's very hard. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm going a bit fast. The pages I feel aren't that important. I wanna save some time. Okay, so there's Helen from Witch. I think I used watercolor and Prisma. Sketches no one can read, so I'm not gonna waste your time. Oh, okay, this is fun. This is when I went to work at Michael's one day, a few years ago, and I was surprised with the task of teaching an art class because the woman who taught it was sick, and I was still really like a nervous little pea back then. So when people asked me to do things, it would show on my face that I didn't really want to do it, but I didn't know how to say no, so I would just awkwardly, my face would say no, but I'd be like, sure. So, and like, because of how people are, or at least when they have faith in you, I guess, they just take that as she said yeah, so Yeah, this is when Pokemon Go was a thing, and I was imagining what my trainer would look like. Blue hair, of course. Another character exploration for my comic. Satan baking cookies. I forget the joke, but me and my friend Sierra, who... Here's your other shout out, Sierra. Because I shout her out so much. We made a joke about it, and I can't even remember. I just remember thinking it was the funniest thing ever. And I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta draw him baking cookies. So. Nudity alert, people. If you've never seen boobs, there they are. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not sorry, because I feel like it's something people, as a human being, you see eventually. So maybe I'm helping you out. I don't know. Ignore me. Okay. So this is more character concept for my comic. This is actually the mother of the protagonist. I really, really like her. She's gonna be a ginger, which I think is really cool. Side note, when I was younger, I used to want to be a ginger so bad. I have no idea why. But I guess that's just part of being human. Okay. So more sketches. More sketches. Hopefully it's focused for you guys. Oh, okay. So around this time is when I was actually in college. I only remember that because this kid wanted to start like a art drawing club. Fun fact, if you're going to a 2-year college like I went to, and they tell you this in the beginning, that if you start a club, they're not gonna last. And they don't, and that's fine. It's just because, you know, it's 2 years. But this was a cool thing to start out with. And we had to do like a mech. And I never do mech. But I like mermaids and ladies. So I did that. While I awkwardly sat attempting to make friends. More sketchies. More sketches. That says Timmy because my car's name is Timmy. I don't remember ever trying to draw him. Like, I'm all for drawing art and expanding my horizons, but I'm not trying to get crazy here. I don't want to freaking draw cars. Anyway. Some more sketches of things. Feedback on camera angles would work too. I'm just kind of winging it. This was an idea I had that I kind of forgot. I just knew it was like, I wanted to look at game mechanics, and like my idea was like R1, you'd play as this little girl, and R1 would be like phasing through walls because she would like turn into smoke, and then this guy was like aiding you in your journey on whatever the objective of the game was. I never really got that far. I just thought it would be cool to try to design and keeping in mind like that kind of thing. This is a sketch. I actually really like this sketch of one of my old characters. Her name was Sky, and then maybe I'll dig through some of my old art and show you guys that. It's really bad, but you could see the evolution of her, because first she was just, you know, like you watch Sailor Moon and you see the villains and you're like, oh, I just need a villain. But as I got older, I was looking at my old art and I was like, you know, let's flesh her out a little more. So I gave her an actual name, and this was like when she was 16. She has white hair as when she's like older, but that was like testing out the waters. So she had just a streak of white hair in the front. Some more sketches of cats. I feel like I'm really awkward because I don't really like cats. Like, there was that time where I was really terrified of them. And then a friend I used to have, long story, she had a cat that really liked me for some reason. I don't know what it saw in me. I don't know, but it kind of eased me into being like, oh, I guess cats aren't that bad. But I don't know, I still prefer dogs. but it's like hard because I really like Sailor Moon, so like I feel like I deceive people to thinking I like cats, but I really don't. They have cool aesthetic. I don't know. There's little Sans, by the way, wearing a Chara's outfit. I thought that would be cute. Some goldfish. Notes of me saying I should paint as with a fire tail. Maybe I'll do that now because I just got home from work and I need to do a warm up. Fun tip I learned as an artist: always warm up, and I'm going to tell you that because I am a hypocrite and I do not always warm up. I just bust open the sketchbook and I'm like, let's get to it. So they say it's better to warm up, and there are some really good videos. If I'm not too lazy, I'll try to link it in the description below to help warming up. Like one I found was just like, he was saying how he'll just draw like circles and things like that. It might have been Ahmed Eldori, but I can't remember. This was like years ago. This is around when I was playing Dark Souls. That was before I went to college. Not this sketch, this is after. But I was playing Dark Souls before. And then, oh my gosh, Dark Souls. You can't not play it. Like, I got frustrated and left for like a month. And you just can't do that because you get back in and you're like, I don't even know what I was fucking doing. Sorry, I don't know if this is gonna be a cursey channel, but yeah, and that's my idea of what my No Man's Sky person would look like if you could decide who your characters would be. I made it a guy because I need to practice more guys. Concepts, I can't remember. Trying to flip quick. Okay, I used a reference for this, but this is Undyne. Meant to color it, but never did. These are more sketches of ideas I had that, actually now I look at them, I should really do, because they don't look that bad. Oh, don't even look at that. Okay. I was trying to get back to sketching every night when I was in college, so. And she's also from my comic. This is actually the protagonist's aunt. This is a random sketch of a girl I saw. I believe I was at Starbucks and I saw a girl outside and she looked really pretty. So I drew my interpretation of her because people in real life sometimes is way too quick and you just gotta sketch what you kind of remembered. And I kind of remembered her being kind of chubby and having really cool hair. So this was a few nights after college, my first day, because on the drive there I saw graffitied on the wall the Dead Beaters and I thought that was really funny. Like it sounded like a cool band name. I found this in the library. I still don't know what it is. I never really read it. I just put it in my sketchbook. These were ideas I'd sketched out when I was taking, what was it called? I can't even remember. I know that was my teacher. Her name was Aki, and she's the cutest. I can't remember the name of the class, but it was for that class. A little butt. Oh my gosh, this is a sketch I did of my roommate. Oh my gosh. It looked like her at the time. She doesn't have, sorry, try to focus. It keeps going out of focus. I'm so sorry, guys. It's because I'm moving all over the place. When we first met, she had green hair. So, and she had the side shaved and it was long like that. So I drew her. This is an idea I made. Once again, if you go on my Instagram during the beginning of college, me and my roommate befriended our other friend Andy, and then we befriended these guys across the hall who they were telling us about how they like get any kind of wood they find in the city and just draw on it. And so that night we went out and we found what we thought was a really big score of a huge piece of wood, and then it turned out just to be a door. Like, we found a door. I don't know. I thought it was a funny story. But I was thinking if I start doing like speed paints and stuff, maybe I could do stories in the background. That sounds like a cool idea. Let me know. Because that could be a story I could tell. Yeah. This was a tattoo idea, which I totally forgot about, and I actually really like it. I might get it. This was when everyone was like taking off their door decks because our RA at the time made us shoes, and no offense to that RA at the time, but those shoes are really like bad. Like, you could tell, not like judging his skill, because it was just like construction paper cut out to make a shoe, and you could tell it could have possibly been done at last minute. So everyone was just being creative and making their own door decks, which, if no one knows what that is, it's just like it's like, say, if you really like what's something popular, if you really like Fortnite, which I don't, but that's to each its own. If you really like Fortnite, you might draw something from that game, and then put your name so people know, hey, I live here and this is what I like. So this was an idea because Undertale was around and popping. So it was gonna be Alyssa, but then I was like, I'm not cutting all that, that's too much. And I felt like it didn't really explain what I liked or who I was, because Undertale was just a fad that was going to end very soon. So then I ended up going with a PS4 controller, because I still do and always will love the PlayStation. That's my main console. And then I drew Scorpion. I think I have the actual door deck. I'll have to try to look for it. And then I made one for my roommate, and I gave her Noob Cybot. She loves him. Oh, this guy in our class, people would say it's lit, and then this guy, not to go too much into him, but he's actually the guy that told us about the drawing on the doors, but he was really frustrated in my class, and he just kept saying it was gas and like apologizing to me, and I was like, no dude, I don't even know what that means. You sound frustrated. So I guess it's gas means it's bad. So yeah, this is a really long story about how me and my friends stupidly thought we were clever for saying it's gas until it's lit. Yeah, okay, so this is the protagonist. Her name is Lucy from my comic story. And then that's Wes. He's the dual protagonist. It's cute. I believe I did this sketch when I was hanging out with those guys across the hall, and then I did it on another piece of paper and I liked it, so I redrew it in my sketchbook. Here's some noses, because it's like I practice things and then my brain's like, oh, I need a refresher. It's for my Zoetrope when I was taking animation for foundation. Girl that came out. Oh my goodness, that is so blurry. Sorry guys. Came out really bad. This is the guy that holds your shoes. I forget the whole backstory. I just know I was in art history, and we learned about a guy that like his job was just to hold the sandals of some guy that was important, and I was like, wow, that sounds like a cool job. I picture a very old but satisfied with life man. Yeah. This is for the same class. What was it called? Oh my goodness. Was it 4D? It might have been 4D. I don't know. And we had to do this. I can't remember what it's called. I ended up doing an octopus, because they're weird and I don't like them. But I was at the stage where I like drawing things I don't really care. Well, that's a lie. I like drawing octopuses. They are very dynamic and interesting. They just freak me out, and if I ever saw one in real life, or if I ever touched one, God forbid it be a blue-ringed octopus, I would die. But literally die, not like I would be excited. I mean, they're poisonous and I would die. So. Oh, if you're wondering about these notes, they're just things I've learned from other artists or things I've heard from people in my everyday life that I thought are important. Like this says, people that are the best because they're obsessed. I think I heard that from Adam Duff, who's a really awesome, oh my gosh, he's so awesome. He's a concept artist. If you guys want to hear more about that, I would check him out. His YouTube is just Adam Duff, and he's so amazing. I have so many like notes from like watching his channel, and like Keenan Lafferty, who's also another amazing artist. Oh my gosh, I just try to soak up everything they say and reproduce it, because that is the most important thing. You don't really learn by, you know, watching it and being like, oh, that's so smart, write it down. You have to, you know, put it into practice. So this is me. It's out. The cat's out of the bag. No, it's not. I didn't say it yet, but I'll say it. That's the name of my comic. So I was practicing. And then I drew my protagonist, who came out too long, and Charlie's clothing. Oh my gosh, what time is it? Sorry, I'm checking the time because I have to go soon. But I'll try to hurry this up and not make a two-parter. Melanie Martinez sketch. Handsome Squidward. He's the biggest. Oh, Marina. She has a really large forehead. This is another woman I saw when I was at Starbucks. Don't remember her face. I just knew that she had hair that went up like a tower, and I was like, that is awesome. This is there was an really old sketchbook, and I was just redrawing the sketch I drew. Actually, it wasn't a sketch. It was an actual like finished piece of art that looked really bad, and I was just redrawing the sketch. I like these sketchbook, like this sketchbook and the next one I'll show you guys, because I felt like the art is actually getting a lot better. But let me know if you're interested in seeing my older art, like older than the last sketchbook I showed you. This is a guy created. His name is Sally, and he's just a wanderer, and then one day he finds a seed and he drops it inside of his little crack in his skull, and then it rains, and then it produces a little flower, and the flower's name's Charlie. But it's not a flower, it's a plant, and then they become best friends, and that's the end of that story. Some Marina. B for Vendetta. More character sketchies. This isn't my teacher's notes about going onto my arts lab for an assignment. I don't remember, but I can guarantee you I got it done because I graduated. Okay, so here's some booty. Not too much booty, but it's tasteful booty. This is a figure drawing I did in my sketchbook, and I really liked it. Our model was like, usually we have kind of the same 2 or 3 models, but this was like a girl we had never had, and she was younger than all of our other models, and it was like interesting to study, like, oh, I'm a liar. I did this at one of the so I had my actual figure drawing classes, and then they would have like figure drawing classes that we could come to for free, not during our class times at night, that people outside of like Wilmington might pay to come to. We would just show up and they would write our name down. It was included with our tuition. So that was one night I went, and they had a younger model, and it was cool to see like how the flesh of a younger person sits on their body type compared to like the older models that we would have. So this is Louise. I really like this. I actually forgot I did this. So there you go. If you want to buy it, link in this. It's like a little postcard that I wrote down gifts to get people for Christmas. I need to wrap this up. Sketches. Bob Ross. That was my man. Who am I kidding? He's still my man's. This is gouache. I found some newspaper. Included it into my sketchbook. And then painted her on it. And I was going to do the same thing on this one, but I never did. Because I'm trash. Just kidding. 2019 positivity, starting with yourself. Okay. More stuff for my class. More Sal. He's all zen, and Charlie grew into an actual flower and produced another seed. Oh, wow. Okay, language. I won't say too much. I'll just say that I was not having a fun time during that time that was drawn. And, oh yeah, I know I wasn't. That's when we were going to the Met. I actually finally got to go to the Met. But the ride up was rough. Oh my gosh. If anyone ever wants advice for art class or art school, art college, if you decide to go, if you don't, that's fine too, because honestly, Adam Duff, I stress him a lot. He's a really great artist. You should follow him. That's just his YouTube name too. And he has a program called Lucid Pixel, which I pray one day I'm able to do. It's a mentorship, but he talks about like if you should go to art school or not. And I agree and stand by everything he says. But if for whatever reason you decide you do want to go to art school, my huge tip would be try to stay focused, not too focused. My problem has always been, my friends have told me I stress myself out. Getting too worried about if I'm going to make it or not. Because my philosophy is if I work really, really hard now, I will make it to my goal a lot sooner. And then I will be happy. And the fault in that is I didn't leave any time to have fun. And ultimately, I was making myself really unhappy because the more I realized I wasn't where I wanted to be, the more upset I would get, the more... That's from an old sketchbook. I like him. I might develop him further because after this I'm going to do some warm-ups and then work on my portfolio. But yeah, there's much on that. You turned. Yeah, just try to have fun, but also keep in mind, like, you know, college, you are paying for it. You're there for a reason. Try not to let things that happen in, like, life get you down too much where you begin to kind of, like, not be interested in your classes and things like that. Because you are paying for it, and at the end of the day, whatever made you upset, you know, it's going to end up just being something in the past. So try to keep your head up. Remember why you're at college if you decide to go. Also, these are all sketches for my class I had for illustration when I was in that foundation, which I ended up taking that on for Alice in Wonderland. Old sketch. I'm going a little faster because I'm approaching 30 minutes and I didn't want this sketchbook to be that long. I'm so sorry, guys. More sketches. And if you don't care, let me know, but I don't know. I don't want to take too much of your time. This is quiet. I don't really know too much about Metal Gear Solid, besides the meme about being in a box. And the scandal that was quiet. Sketches for my uncle. hand sketches, figure sketches, study then practice. I can't remember who said that. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. Jean, Bob, because I did a Bob's Burgers piece for my roommate, my friend, for Christmas that year. And I think it came out really cool, and she really liked it. Sketching old men and Batman ideas that you think are gonna be good, but then they kind of look like trash. And that's the whole reason we sketch these things out, ladies and gents. Another YouTuber, I can't really pronounce her name. It's like Istabrek. I really advise watching her videos. I used to watch them like the freaking, like, law. Like, I would just sit in my chair before I went to college and just watch her videos on my phone while doing art at the same time. But she always says, like, we're not making masterpieces, and that is completely true. I still forget that at times. But, like, not every drawing is going to be a masterpiece, and we have to remember that, and it'll save you a lot of stress and heartbreak. When you're wondering why everything you draw doesn't come out looking like something Picasso did. Give yourself time to grow. Another thing is, like, sketchbooks. I fall into that where, like, I want sketchbooks to be really pretty and look nice because, you know, people always, if they see you sketching in it, they're gonna ask to look, you know? And then if you decide to, like, show people your sketchbook. This is when I was doing faces because I didn't like how my faces were looking. Specifically males. Bye-bye, man. So I was trying to do faces every night, like 5 faces every night, to get better at drawing men. I got these 2 stickers from my friend Andy's now brother-in-law. He's really adorable. Oh my gosh, I lost my entire, I don't even freaking remember what I was talking about. I'm so sorry, guys. But, oh, masterpieces, yeah. We're not always going to be making masterpieces. Found this in the library, in a book, in the public library. When me and my roommate were getting out in town. This is funny because, now I just call her Bree, or my best friend, but at the time I did just refer to her as my roommate because, sorry, my leg is, like, going to sleep. I didn't know if we were friends. I didn't want to be that girl that, like, just assumes, like, I hang out with this person all the time because we actually enjoy each other's company, but she's my roommate. Oh, I don't want her to think I'm freaking weird if I call her my friend. And, like, it turns out she felt the same way. So remember, guys, communication. Like, she felt the same way, like, she enjoyed hanging out with me, but she didn't want to be like, oh, weird. Are we just roommates? Then we decided, no, we're friends. We're best friends. And then, it's funny, like, 2nd year of college, when we both became RAs, I was like, no, I still want to live with you. And, our, like, advisor, who was, like, in charge of us, was like, you guys can just, you know, you can visit each other. And so she placed, her room assignment, like, she had the floor above me. And our, like, the person in charge of us did that on purpose because I was like, oh, I still want to, like, be kind of living together. Yeah, we were weird. Yeah. This is so hard to do because my leg's asleep and it really hurts. We're closing in. I'm so sorry this was so long. My goodness. Marina. She is a lady after my heart. Same with Florence. I can't even get into Florence. I won't, because that's gonna be a whole another 20 minutes. No one has time for that. And that's the condensed version. Big E. I just go widespread so you guys can see. I did this as a, like, sometimes this guy at our student services, he would like email people around the area needed like artists, and this Live of the Queen needed an artist to draw on these chalkboards. It was really simple. I did it. She promised me a virgin drink because at the time I was only 20. I never saw that drink by the end of the night. Spoiler alert. Moral of the story, get what is promised and owed to you, people, because I really wanted that virgin drink. I got to see the show for free though. That was pretty cool. It was a TEDx. And I can't really remember what it was called. Something about love and a woman who was like 40 or 30 or something, and she was still a virgin, and she was telling her story. I thought it was interesting. I don't want this to be too long, so I'm trying to condense it as much as I can. So sorry, I'm just skipping. I just feel like these aren't really interesting. If you want, you can pause. This is the closest you'll ever see me do abstract. I was never really that into abstract. These are for my class. They were like parts of lyrics from Eden's song. I think it was Drugs, but I can't remember. Priest, because they're kind of creepy. That's not true. It depends on the ones you meet. The ones that look creepy, or you know, the ones in video games that they want to be creepy are creepy. I'm so sorry, guys. I just really don't want this video to be too long. I try to not talk so much. These are just notes from class. More of my OC. Her as a kid, and then her younger. I drew us like girls in Jamie Hewlett style. Another tattoo idea. May from Night in the Woods. Hand study. And Chara or Kara character, so I guess Kara. And then a quote from my roommate slash friend, my best friend. She said, "Brie loves you. You're such a beautiful soul. Smile all the time and talk about your joys, not your worries." Because I was being a Debbie Downer because the end of my first year of college was rough, but then I got a lot better. And it's a pattern of life, it really is. Things do get rough, then they get better. But man, when you're in it, you are in it. And then this is a comic I did for my class, my comic class, about the time me and my friends found the door. And then protect your heart. So yeah, that was my second sketchbook tour. Thank you guys for joining. I'm so sorry it got so long. I'm gonna try to keep the next one really short, or maybe I'll cut this one in 2 parts. But if you stick around to the end, if you have the time, thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.